Hello there, wonderful people. Hello Trixon, hello PropFox, hello Penguin, hello Jaspers, hello Simon, how you doing? Also, wow, I'm very green from the from the Zepha screen. Hold on. If I hide that, am I less green? Oh, I'm much less green, but much more, like, underexposed. Hold on. Can I, like, get some natural light in this place so I don't look like an alien? Oh, but that makes the lighting so sharp. Hold on. Hold on, I can do this. That's like a little better. I could like change the exposure of the camera to make it slightly nicer, maybe. Ooh. I don't know. It's good enough. It's good enough. How's everyone doing? Alien. I see how it is. Oh fuck, now my camera's doing auto focus. Do not do that. The autofocus on this camera does not work for shit. The only thing I can do to, like, make the focus properly work is just, like, set it manually before the stream starts. Otherwise, it's just a complete joke. Hey there, Angry hey there, Angry Maid. Good, woke up half an hour ago. I woke up 2 hours ago. I was only planning on waking up 1 hour ago, but then my alarm went off early, and I was like, well, okay. I mean, I'll take this. Hey there, Zith. Hey there, Darksoon. Hey there, Crazy Rems. Literally green screen. I know, right? Hold on. Is it still bad? Ooh. Okay, it's slightly better. It's still, like, obviously, like, green tinted, but whatever. That's just, like, a stylistic choice. We're not gonna talk about it. Okay, so, oh wow, the music is really loud in my ears. Hold on. Okay, there we go. So hi everyone. For anyone that isn't aware of what I'm doing here, I've been working on this voxel game engine called Zepha for the past 6 years. And recently I did a bunch of interesting stuff with vertex pulling, which is basically where you move all of the information about the blocks in the world into a separate buffer, and then you just reference them in your meshes. Which is really cool, but it caused a lot of these stretching artifacts to happen on blocks that otherwise would not be there. Mainly because, in addition to vertex pulling, they're also greedy meshed, which means that, like, this face is just one quad, right? If I break it, it becomes multiple faces. And that broke a bunch of stuff. Oh my god, it's so bright. That broke a bunch of stuff with the greedy meshing and the vertex pulling combined. And we're gonna fix that today. We're gonna make that work properly. So I was thinking about this last time, because I actually had some artifacting going on with the greedy meshing beforehand. I actually have an example. Let me see if I can pull this up. I have this, like, in my most recent video, which you should watch it if you haven't. Let me find a section where I'm wandering around. It's probably visible here. If we, like, pause at a specific point... No! I didn't show it for long enough for it to look dumb. Hold on, let's find this. I'm in too deep now. I have to prove that it was broken in the past as well. Why am I, like, lucky with the stuff that I showed? It's, like, not visible here. Damn. Okay. Oh well. Oh. Zith, redeemed a hydrate, thank you. Is it all in one big storage buffer? Basically, yeah. I've got a buffer for, every... Oh wait, was it there at the end? I've got a buffer for every face of every block type, and then it just references that buffer. I swear I see it, but then I, like, pause the video, and it's not there anymore. I'm going actually mad. Someone needs to, like, stop this. Yeah, okay, fine. Well, anyways, there was a rare artifact where there would be stretchy textures, particularly on certain side faces, and it was driving me insane, because, that shouldn't be happening. So, I kind of was just ignoring it, though, because it wasn't super major, but obviously the problem has gotten worse here. But that is something we can fix. So, the reason that this is bad is because the texture, or the face is super spread out, but the shader doesn't know which direction to spread the texture. You know, the texture could be spread so that like in the x-axis it spreads on the y-axis of the texture, or in the y-axis could be spread on the z-axis, right? Like it could go either way. I can actually demonstrate this. Oh my god, I have a drawing tablet now. I can like open Krita. Let's see. Let's do this. Yeah, I got like an actual PC drawing tablet. It's super exciting. I'm very happy about it. Where's my pen? Where's the pen? Oh. It's hiding behind the tablet itself. Okay, let's open a new image. Oh, hold on. New image. Yeah. Okay, so, well, there goes the lighting again. Alright, fine. Wait, did that also just kill the music? Okay, weird. So, okay, so there's kind of two situations that we can have, right? If we've got this texture, and let's say that it just looks like this for simplicity, right? We could either have it so that when we're stretching the block out this way, the texture goes like that, like it kind of stretches out horizontally. Or we could have it, hold on. Or it could be that it is like this, where like it's stretched out vertically. And like the solution for fixing those is different, right? For this one, we need to clamp it on the x-axis, right? Like this direction to make it repeat. And on this one, we need to clamp it on the y-axis, so it does this, right? Which is, you know, here. Because we need to make sure that it, I guess basically we need to make sure that the y-axis gets looped at block boundaries versus the x-axis getting looped at block boundaries. And it's not super easy to actually compute that on the shader side, from what I can tell. But what we can do is we can compute that when figuring out what faces can be meshed, greedy meshed in general. It should be fairly easy when we're just analyzing the faces of the mesh. So we're going to try and do that. And hopefully this should not take 3 hours. Thinking out loud, for a voxel game, you could probably use world space texturing instead of needing UVs at all. So in like a kind of simplistic, or like in a more simple case, you're definitely right. But I support multiple, or just like arbitrary models. And I don't want to constrain textures into being powers of 2 that span the entire block. Like I already have a texture system where you can use non-power of 2 textures that get spread into powers of 2, like texture slots. And if I were to do it where like there was no UVs, you wouldn't really be able to have that flexibility. And I want to be able to maintain that flexibility. Like it would definitely make it simpler to not like have UVs at all, but I think having the UVs is important. Hello, those textures look rather odd. Yeah, they look a bit weird, don't they? Okay, so basically what we need to do is we need to go into the... Oh, hold on. That can stay. We need to go into the node mesh def, or sorry, the node mesh data, I think, is actually the piece that does this. Oh, also posture check, thank you. I need to, like, sit better. You did that when I was off screen. How do you even know if I have bad posture? Hey there, Jumbled Fox. Yeah, I know, the textures definitely look a bit funky right now. Yeah, so, okay, right around here, we have this compute spanning thing. And this is a lot simpler than it used to be. It used to be a lot more complex, and then last stream, some people were like, you know, you can just use the dot product of, like, the different vertices to make sure they're 90 degrees, right? And I was like, oh shit, you're right. I'm not super good at computational geometry. I kind of just, like, stumble along, you know? So it was cool just, like, hearing that there was a much, much better way to do what I'm doing. But basically what I need to do in addition to this is I just need to make sure that all the texture coordinates are on the edges of the texture so that it wraps properly. Or do I need to do that? Maybe I don't need to do that. Because, like, if I have the upper bounds of the texture and the lower bounds of the texture, then I can just wrap that by the block space? No, that wouldn't... That would work, wouldn't it? Hold on. Hey there, Breckheck, how you doing? Okay, hear me out. So, if I have a spanning block, then it's already got to be, that the texture on the block face extends to the edge of the voxel grid. Because the voxel grid, like, it can only span in the voxel grid if it can, like, basically stretch out across one block, right? So it's got to be spanning. Which means that if I have it stretched in any given axis, it already stretches to the edge of the block in any given axis. And then all I need to do is just take the block size, and then I need to, like the width in blocks, so like, let's say this is like 2 by 2, right? And I need to take the texture coordinates, so say this is like 1 and this is 0, and I need to multiply it by the width, right? So then, if this is 0 to 1, this becomes 0 to 2, and then we modulo it by 1, so then this becomes 1, and this becomes 0, and this becomes 1 again, which causes the texture to loop-de-loop. I think that makes sense, right? Hey there, Shyness. How you doing? Yeah, because basically, if we have a texture, if we have the texture and it goes from 0 to 1, let me just quickly erase this. I'm still getting used to the tablet. I need to, like, remember how things work. I'm used to, like, doing an Android tablet thing where I actually have, like, touch controls. This one does not have a touch screen, so it's like I can only do stuff with the pen and the buttons on the side. Okay, so if we have the texture and it goes from 0 to 1, if we stretch the face, it's going to have 1 over here instead of here, right? That is overkill size. Yeah, because if we stretch the texture, it's going to go from 0 to 1 this whole direction. But then what we can do from there is if we just take the size, which is like, we know the size is 2 and 2, then we can say, okay, this is 1, and this is like in width. So then we mod it so that 1 is here and 0 is here, and it spans. Yeah, so I think that's what we do. I think that should work. Okay, so... Oh, Destroy Man, I feel like you're explaining how to get a star with half an A press by going through parallel universes. This is not a Paninkeg stream. I don't know how to pronounce his name. But, you know, I feel like it's about, like, that level of weirdness for people who aren't used to texture stuff. But, okay, let's see if we can make this work. Okay, so we might actually not need to compute anything about the textures. If we just go into the shader, which is going to be world.frag.glsl, the texture coordinate is going to be modded by the wrapping thing. Okay, so this is not what we want. So we're going to completely ignore frwrap. This is like a property from the old stuff. So I'm just gonna go into here, toss out frwrap. We're not going to write to frwrap. And then what we're going to do is we're gonna say, we're gonna take the texture coordinate and multiply it by the size. Oh, wait, hold on. The real issue here is we need to know how to multiply, because the size is a 3D coordinate, right? I guess, like, for testing, I can just do .xz to see if this works. And then we need to mod it by the just 1 block width? Because, like, no, we need to mod it by ftex alignment. I think this works. This is going to be very weird if it works, though. And we also need to send over the size. So we need to go layout, location equals, let's just do 5, invec3f size. And then if we do that, and then in here we export f size as Where is it? Model... Node size. Oh, that should be do not disturbed. Hold on. I can't pick up right now. Hold on, sorry. Stop calling. Sorry for the complete distraction. Okay, alright, so we don't want to multiply the text coordinate. We don't want to do that at all. And what we do want to do is multiply it over here, and then wrap it by the texture alignment. Mod by 2? Yeah, so if it's spanning 2 blocks, we want to mod it by 1. Yeah, mod by 1, but multiply it by the size. What font am I using? This is Operator Mono. Oh wait, I need to actually build the shaders. Build, target, shaders. Okay. This is probably gonna look very wrong. I don't really know. We're gonna find out. Oh, okay. Whoa. That's a new one. That's weird looking. What the fuck? Okay. Wait, hold on. I kind of love this. Like, it's not right. It's definitely not correct. But it's kind of strange, right? Okay, anyways, that's weird. What I need to do is I need to make sure that the texture coordinate... So F size should be a number, like 1 or 2. And then we mod it by text alignment, which should be a percentage. Did I just, like, get rid of text chord? I don't know why this is wrong. I don't know what's going on here. 'Cause... Huh. 'Cause, okay, so... something is wrong in this pipeline. Let's open RenderDoc and take a look. Hey there, related title, how are you doing? By launch Zepha here. RenderDoc is a graphical debugger for basically figuring out what the fuck went wrong with your shaders, which is going to be useful for me right now because I have no idea what's happening. Okay, so we recorded a snapshot of a single frame, and now we're going to open it up. And so if we go into one of the draw calls, preferably one that's close to the screen. Yeah, there's one. Or wait, no, that's not it. Where is it? Come on. Where is it? Oh. This one. Okay. So this is our color output. Let's look at the pipeline state. So if we go into the vertex outputs, it looks like the texture coordinate is 0 to 1. That's normal. And then text alignment is 1. So that's weird. The developer of RenderDoc is petty? I have not heard anything about this. Okay, so we're sending out a text alignment of 1 always. And we're sending out a texture coordinate. Where's the size property? Wait, this isn't up to date. Wait, where is size coming in? Is size just 0? Is that what's happening? So... oh, shit, I didn't actually export it. Okay. Out vec2 f size. Or I guess it shouldn't be an f2, it should be an f3, or a vec3. Okay, let's try that again. They made it so you can't debug Chromium-based browsers because people used it to get 3D models from sites that allowed free previews. But you can do that without that. What? you can just grab those models from, like, memory no matter what. Oh, hey, look, it worked. Wait, what? Did it work perfectly? Okay, hold on, wait. I know what's wrong. Yep, this is all wrong. Okay, but this is good. This is good. So basically what we just did... which chat are you watching? I'm watching both. I'm just slightly bad at actually keeping up on them. Let me just double check. Okay, click-clacky keyboard is fun to listen to. It gives more time to think. The click-clacky keyboard? Yeah, I know it's quite loud, but it's just a staple of the streams at this point. Are you sure mod by 1 and not 2? Mod 2 will get you 0 to 1. So it's already being pre-multiplied by the size of the face. So, like, the texture coordinate will be, like, 0 to 5 or something, if, like, it's 5 blocks wide. And then we mod by the texture alignment to get the coordinate of the texture as it spans across the block. You can do the same with just normal browsers. Also, it's open source, so no point in adding a restriction like that. Yeah, it's weird that that's, like, a thing that RenderDoc was doing. Strange. I wonder if there was, like, some other reason, and maybe that was, like, the kind of publicized reason, but that's still weird. I mean, either way, it's a very useful tool, so... what do you use for rendering text? I'm using, signed distance fields. I wrote, like, I'm using font... What am I using? Font... Forge? No. Open... Type? Lib... Font. What? What is it called? There's, like, a font library that I'm using for actually computing the signed distance fields. Let's go to font.cpp. Font.h? FreeType! I'm using FreeType. Okay. To generate the signed distance fields, and I'm rendering it with my own renderer. Chromium doing that feels like a Cheeto lock? What's a Cheeto lock? RenderDoc is only intended for capturing and debugging your own programs. Due to the very high rate of illegal abuse with Google Chrome, it's treated as an attempt to capture a copyrighted program and is not explicitly endorsed or supported. Huh. But that's not illegal. Like, at least in Canada, I'm pretty sure, you can't be tried for personal use of any materials. Like, piracy in Canada is only a criminal offense if you are distributing. So, why is that even a concern? I guess they're probably not Canadian. But, like, that's still weird to me. Chromium doing that, like the meme where a Cheeto is used as a lock instead of an actual padlock. Ah, I see. No, but this seems like it's RenderDoc that did this. Very strange. Okay, so this is working, but I'm feeling like there's something that I did that's kind of dumb here. We need to get some models to test this. Let's go into Blender and create like a little test model. I'm gonna open up my block.blend file where I have these beautiful cones which are not rendering right. Check out this cone. It's a bit fucked. It's missing half the faces. But anyways, we need to grab, let's just duplicate the block and send it away. Where is it? Over here, sure. And then I'm going to delete all of the faces except for the top face. Oh, wait. Delete faces. And then I'm going to move these vertices down half the block. Cool. And then we'll leave all of the UVs exactly the same. So this should still technically be grady meshable. That's kind of the important factor here. I don't know why it's not displaying over here. Yeah. Okay, funny, I switched from YouTube to Twitch. What was your username on YouTube? What if you want to use RenderDoc for a WebGL app you're writing? Yeah, I don't know. I guess, like, because it's running in Chrome, it wouldn't be super correct anyways, but, like, very strange. Okay, so... Tannies, okay. Alright, so we're gonna export this block. Let's just go export GLTF. We're gonna export it into Games, Zeus, mods, default, assets, models, and I'm gonna export like test.glb, sure. YouTube stream delay is much higher? Oh, interesting, okay. Sorry, just dropped in and trying to follow the current issue. Oh, it's interesting that stream delay is higher. So basically the issue right now, hey there Canadian Bacon, how you doing? The issue is that these textures are stretchy and these ones aren't. And the reason is that when I'm doing greedy meshing, I need to know how much to like wrap the texture by on each axis. But the spanning property is based on, or is a 3D coordinate, right? Even though a block can only actually span two faces, or like two axes at once, it's still encoded as a 3D vector, because what faces those two faces are is determined by what the block is. And so, basically I need some way of computing the actual, like, sides that should be stretched based on the 3D properties. And I actually don't think this is that hard to handle for most cases. Like, if I wanted to, I could just check if the size of the y-axis is greater than 1, and then wrap by that on the y-axis, just always. But, like, that would still break in kind of niche use cases. I want this to work for everything. Why are you modding by 1 instead of 2? Mod 2 should give you the 0 to 1 you were looking for, right? So what I'm looking for specifically is if the size of the block is 2 and the texture coordinates go from 0 to 1 across the entire quad, I need to get it to 0 to 1 for each block. So I multiply by the size, so the resultant texture coordinate is 2, and then I mod by the size of the texture, which is 1, to get from 0 to 1, 0 to 1. That part works fine, from my understanding. Although I'm about to check that. We're going to add in a block here. We're just going to go test face, debug, and we're just going to call it test, and it's going to use the Zeus default test model. Let me just build games Zeus. Cool. And if we restart the game, and they said math is useless. I hate, I really hate doing all the math stuff. Why am I getting a seg fault? What is happening now? Hold on, am I dumb? What have I done? Okay, hold on. Debug mode, I guess. Math is only useless when they don't bother to explain where it comes from or what it's used for. Yeah, that's fair. No, math is definitely useful. It just drives me insane. Oh, this is very strange. Okay, this is not where I thought the seg fault was going to be. Hey there, Radio Dwarf. Hey there, Tumbled Fox. I love watching your streams while I work. I'm just trying to make a level editor. Ooh, that's really cool. I know there's like this big thing of like kind of pair programming via streams. And I think that's really cool. Okay, what is happening here? So, what is this code even? So this is when parsing a model, and I go text albedo is going to be the $ plus the material name dot. Oh, wait. No, that's still weird. What? Because this is going to be... So this is going to be top. Or wait, what is this? Is this top or bottom? This is top. So it should be $ top as the texture name. YouTube delay is crazy. Also, the pair programming thing with the stream is great, as I know I'm not the only one swearing at stupid bugs that don't make sense. Yeah, that is just most of programming. What even is this code I wrote programming at 1 AM? Look, I wish I could claim it's 1 AM, but it's like noon right now. I don't know what this is. And I apparently wrote it last week. Fuck. For example, I would not have had as much respect for ancient Egypt if I knew they were responsible for giving us fractions. Oh no. You run this using npm run dev? So the the game, like, content is defined in JavaScript. And I use npm run dev to build that, but the actual engine is C++, and I use CMake. So, what is happening here? So, why is this busted? Pause on exception. Is the material name... Hold on. Material.name. Let's just print this out and see what happens. Because maybe the problem is there's not a dot or something, but the material should have been exported with the model, unless I did the export wrong. It's 1 AM here and I'm doing level design while listening to your stream. Yeah, that's... I mean, honestly, I really like programming at 1 AM. That's, like, my thing. Okay, what is happening? So... What? So, we're meshing the cone, and then we segfault. Okay, this is weird. Night owls rise up. Does C++ not support switch statements over strings? It does not. It only supports switches over constant compile time ints. Okay, wait, so this is segfaulting. So is the problem that material doesn't exist? Did I export without materials? Can I export without materials? Test, include, visible object, transform data, material, export, images, none. This should have the thing. I don't... Let's just export it as, like, a different name. Maybe there's, like, an issue where it's, like, overlapping or something? I'm so confused. Okay, let's change this from test to test5. I don't know. Maybe that's gonna fix it. What? Wait, that fixed? Okay. So I must have some other model named test somewhere that's being overridden for some reason. Okay. I don't even want to think about what's going on there right now. Let's just use the thing. Let's... Okay, give test. So that gets placed, that gets placed. Are these greedy meshed? No! Okay. That's not good. Why is this not being greedy meshed? They should be greedy meshable. No pattern matching, yeah, I know. I've been doing a lot of functional programming recently, and I really miss pattern matching. Pattern matching is cool. If there's an issue with switching over strings, you could make a quickie enum, right? Yeah, I mean, well, I don't really need to, because, I only parse this property's, like, hash once, and hash is a const expression function. So at compile time, these are replaced with numbers, and then at runtime, it just converts this to a number. So it's basically just the same thing. The enum would just be a little bit of extra stuff. The stream overlay for the YouTube chat isn't working? You sure about that? Hold on. It should be working. Huh. Okay, that's definitely weird. Hold on, let me see if I can fix that really quick. I gotta go to, like, the Streamlabs website. Ooh, exciting. Let me in. Oh, I know exactly what's happening. Okay, I know why that's broken. Let's see if I can fix that quickly. I swapped my YouTube account from a personal account to a brand account. And I assume that made some details about, like, the access for Streamlabs different. Alright, let's merge. Click the new account. Click the new account again. Continue. Cool. Alright, that might work. that might be good. Although it does have the wrong name for the channel. Oh, if I click it, I can go see. No, that does look right. Hold on. Let me quickly check chat box. That's the theme, sure, whatever. I think it should work. Let me just, is it working for Twitch? It is working for Twitch. Okay. Let me quickly just turn off the chat component. And then turn it back on. Turn it off and on again. It always works. And let's see if it works now. Please work now. Yay! Okay, there we go. Okay, YouTube chat embeds are working again. Sorry about that. Okay, I need to figure out why this is not greedy meshing. That's actually my primary concern right now, because my greedy mesher should be able to account for this use case. Oh my god. Okay. YouTube represent. For a brief period, I was actually complying with Twitch terms of service by accident. Okay. So these faces are axis aligned. Let's look at the code that I use to check if something is spanning. So for each direction, we check if the dot product of the angles is 90 degrees. And then we also check if the dot product of the two parallel angles... Okay, so we check if the two lines on either side are 90 degrees, and then we also check if there is one 90-degree edge. And then we also check the number of positive faces and the number of negative faces on the spanning direction. Okay, none of that should not be working. Like, all of that should properly identify that it's spanning. Unless the problem is that this angle here is not 90 degrees because it's like a 3D direction. At which point, I don't know. I don't know why it would be doing that. Hold on. Let's like print out these values. Let's go stdc out, identifier, and then I'll just print out each of these separately. So we'll print that one out. Then we'll print this one out. And then we'll print this one out. And we'll see what happens. When in doubt, print out. Yeah, we don't need debuggers, right? I find it so, like... I just find debuggers take more energy to use, oftentimes. Like, sometimes they're very, very useful, don't get me wrong. But, yeah, okay. So, let's go Zeus default test. And we have... it didn't print. Oh, because I did this after the go-to-fail. Okay. Well, at least we know that the problem is that if statement. There we go. Debug via code smell. You gotta get, like, one of those bomb-sniffing dogs and then bring it into the codebase. Okay, we have 0.36 and 0.0035 and 0. Okay, those are weird. Angle epsilon... So... Hey there, Mathroom, how you doing? Thank you for the raid. The dog would faint. Rude. Okay, hold on. Sadly, the dogs follow their trainers, so you'd still have to know where the bug is. Oh god, okay. Alright, so... Let's do another little drawing. Let's do some art here. This is an art stream now. So we have 0, 1, 2, and 3. Or wait, actually, I think the winding order is 0, 1, 2, 3. And then we have... So the angles we're testing, I'm going to put this in a different screen, is position 0 minus position 1, position 3 minus position 0. Or position 3 minus position 2. So this angle and this angle. So those should be parallel, but instead we're getting some really big number. Like, even if this is tilted, right? Like, even if we have, like, it's angled like this, and then the points are here, these should still be parallel, right? I'm not crazy. We're going good. We're just debugging some weird rendering stuff. Float overflow. Can we see the console output? Sure. Yeah, so it looks like there's a 0.36, and this is the result of the absolute of the dot of these two subtracted by 1. Let's actually print this out slightly differently. We'll do the dot of the first one. Or wait, we have to do the dot of them together. But I guess what I could do is print out both of them afterwards. We could do glm dot, or glm pos 0 minus pos 1, and then pos 3 minus pos 2. Don't do this like I do it. You should probably use an actual debugger. How far are the quads from the origin? Maybe there's bit rot in the floats. The floats are model space, so they should be totally fine. Okay, test 5. So it's 1.36, and the resultant values that are doing that are 1 and negative 0.6. Okay, so what? Oh wait, hold on. These are 3 coordinates. So 1, negative 0.60, 1, negative 0.60. So that should be parallel. Those are 2 coordinates, and then we're dotting them together. You could use a thread mill system to prevent floating point precision from becoming an issue. I've never heard of that. Print line for the win. Okay, hold on. So this is super weird. So it's 2 minus 1 and 3 minus, or 0 minus 1, 3 minus 2. When we print these out, I know my formatting is stupid. We have 1 negative 6, negative 0.60, and then 1 negative 0.60. So that should result in a dot product of 1? Is it 1 if they're parallel? Hold on. So if those coordinates are the same, then the dot product should not be 1.36. .36 radians is 77 degrees. There's no world in which that actually makes sense. They're the same angle. How is a dot product giving a different result? Hold on, I'm losing it here, because we have 0 to 1. Let me print this out a little bit better, okay? Dot 0 minus 1, 3 minus 2 is equal to this. Then let's have a new line, and then 0 minus 1 is equal to this, and then a new line, 3 minus 2 is this, and then we'll just new line out of there, because we don't really care afterwards. They would have to be normalized? Oh! Oh, does dot product only work if they're normalized? Okay. Okay. Thank you for knowing geometry better than me. Yeah, because if I go test 5, dot 0 minus 1, 3 minus 2 is 1.36. 0 minus 1 is 1, negative 60. 3 minus 2 is 1, negative 60. Okay. Cool. Thank you for helping me through that. That was gonna fuck my brain up forever. glm normalize. Do I have to normalize the individual vectors? I assume I do, because dot returns a regular number, so it wouldn't make sense otherwise. So let's go normalize 3 minus 2. Normalize. And then normalize. Okay. Let's try this again. Let's see if this works. God, the printing with all the arrows is so messy. I know. I wish I had normal string interpolation. It's so sad not having it. Careful what you wish for. They'll add operator overloading for quotes. Okay. I like operator overloading as a concept. C++'s implementation is the most scuffed thing I've ever seen in code. If test. Please be working. Oh, thank God. Okay. It's greedy mesh. Thank you. Thank you, chat. Oh, wait. That ain't right. Wait. No! Why is it greedy meshing in this axis now? That's not how this should work. I mean, it's kind of cool, I guess, but, like, that's not what's happening here. Oh, fuck. No, it's not interesting. It's bad. Hold on. There's one more check we can do to make sure this works. So, basically the problem is that we're not checking that it actually is flat on the axis that it's supposed to be spanning on. So basically what we need to do... how do I compute this? Bug, no, it's a feature. That's the kind of bug you can only code when you're not intending to. Yeah, so basically what I think I understand is it's trying to go this way. Like, the spanning is going this way. Let's open Krita again. I love being able to quickly draw stuff. This is cool. So I'll just keep zooming in until there's no space left. So what we're doing is we have our face that's going down, right? And it's checking if it can span this way. And what it needs to do is check that all four, or these points along the axis have the same coordinates in all directions that are not the axis. So, like, for these 2 points, because, let's just say this is going in the z direction, x and y must be the same. Because if they're not, then we can get shit like what we just saw. Honestly, it might be cool to have a slope block that automatically updates like that. You're probably right. Just implementing it this way is not the way it should be done. It's far too janky. Yeah, so basically, we need an additional test that makes sure that every axis other than the spanning axis is constant across the vertices that are on the spanning axis. Those are words. I'm sorry for the words. Okay, which is a problem because that means I need to actually compute the faces that are... That's fine, that's fine. Let's go, okay. Let's go, array to... Or... Yeah, array vec3 to negative, and array vec3 to positive. And then we're gonna go, if it's negative, add it to the array. Pos I, or pos, yeah. I'm sorry, I know this isn't comprehensible. I guess num negative plus plus. I love mutation in index operators. There's nothing wrong with that. Positive num positive plus plus equals pos. Okay. Now what we need to do is, we need to swap the 2 positive positions if they're not parallel. So, basically what we have is we have an array of 2 values of the negative ones, and we have an array of 2 values of the positive ones. And say this is our block, and say this is 1, 2, 3, and 4, and say we're spanning this direction. We want 1 and 2, like this, so both of the negative ones here. And then we want 4 and 3 here, because they're across. So 1 and 4 are opposite, and 2 and 3 are opposite. But it's possible that they'll be populated like this, which causes them to be crisscrossed, and we don't want that. I know very well that what I'm saying is probably incomprehensible for anyone that isn't, like, me. Sorry. Okay, so basically what I need to do is go, let's create a lambda. I don't like using inline lambdas, but we're just going to do this for now. Const check parallel is going to be, it's going to take a vec3a, vec3b, and it's going to take a spanning direction. And we're going to say, okay, return A0 is equal to B0. I'm doing my JavaScript triple equal sign. Or direction is equal to 0. And A1 is equal to B1, or direction is equal to 1. And A2 is equal to B2, or direction is equal to 2. And then I guess what we can do is we can actually go, if not, check parallel, negative 0, positive 0, spanning. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Inline lambda is responsible practice when functions won't work, but it could be a function. I just don't want to write a function yet. You love negative and positive 0? Oh fuck, okay. This is a tangent, but I need to talk about this definition of math.sign. This really, really bothered me when I saw this. So core.js has this definition of math.sign. Let's go find it. So, for those that don't know, sign is a really simple function that just returns 1 if the number is greater than 0, negative 1 if it's less than 0, and 0 if it is 0. But JavaScript has signed zeros, right? And so the way that this function works is it's supposed to return negative 0 if the number passed in is negative 0, and positive 0 if it's positive 0. So the way they check... Oh, and it's also supposed to return not a number if the input's not a number. And so the way they do it is they say, okay, if n is equal to 0, or n is not equal to n, then return n itself. And the reason that this fucked shit happens is n is equal to 0 obviously means that it's 0. But negative 0 also is equivalent to 0, even though they're distinct constants, right? So if n is equal to 0, with the triple equals, then that means that it's either negative or positive 0, in which case we return n itself. Otherwise, nans are never equal to themselves. Like, if you compare nan against nan, it's always false. So we also check if n is not equal to itself, which is only true in the case of nan, which fucks me up. I hate it so much. And if so, we return n. Otherwise, we go on to normal behavior. And I hate this implementation so much. I hate it so much. It's so bad. I missed a hydrate, Zeth. Sorry. I'll hydrate now. What did I miss? Why are we looking at JavaScript files? Someone mentioned negative 0 and I started seeing red. But okay, let's go back to the actual code base. So we need to check if either the two on like equivalent indices are spanning or on opposing indices. So we need I Yeah, so check parallel that, and also this. So if these are both parallel, then we're fine. Or if these are both parallel, then we're fine. But if neither are parallel, then we fail. And I think that'll work. I guess we'll find out. What is type U8F? It is... So, a U8 is an unsigned integer of 8 bits wide, and a U8F is an unsigned int of at least 8 bits wide, and it optimizes to be like the most efficient number. Like the most efficient numeric type for the hardware. Okay, we're still spanning. That's good. Let's give ourselves a test block. Please don't span. Oh my god. Okay, we're good. We're balling. And it doesn't span vertically? Good. It's not spanning vertically, it's just that it's technically a culling block, so it thinks that it should not render down below. Cool. Okay, so that fixes the spans. That fixes the spans. Hell yeah. Oh shit! Thank you for the gift sub, Zeph. Congrats, Gordon Shamway. Woo! Poggers has no clue what's going on. I did the math. The math works now, and these span across this axis, but not this axis, which is what we want. Oh god, more hydrates. Fine. Xander, you seem still confused about the U8F. Here, let me... So basically... Every integer value, obviously, like, it has a number of bits that it can be represented as, right? So U8 is using 8 bits, U16 is using 16 bits. Yeah, I know, there's another Xander in chat. Yeah, it's an unsigned 8-bit int. But C++ has this fast set of types, uint fast8t, which basically says this has to be at least 8 bits, but if there's a larger integer that the CPU can use faster, then it'll use that instead. So, like, say the CPU is optimized to use U32s more than U8s. In that case, it would use a U32. But it's guaranteeing it has at least 8 bits. Yeah. And now rotate test. I don't have block rotations yet. That is definitely something that's gonna fuck shit up when I add it. It's probably something that I should be paying attention to more, but one step at a time, right? That'll happen soon anyways. So anyways, now that we have the greedy meshing working properly in all of the use cases I can think of, we need to get the textures working. U32 is 16 times U2. Oh god. Okay, oh, my train of thought is just completely destroyed. So, we need to take... What do we need to do here? We need to find the parallel edges, and then we need to check what values change across the spanning direction. Because, effectively what we need to do... Let's grab Krita again. I'm sure this is the most efficient way to convey this information. I swear, it's fine. What we need to do is we have a 3-dimensional axis that determines what direction the blocks span, right? Y, X, Z. But the textures are only 2-dimensional, X and Y, right? And we need to know from, like, in the shader, if we're spanning on the Y and Z axes, what Y is in texture space and what Z is in texture space. And that can be different per block depending on how the block was meshed, right? And so what I'm actually considering right now is I'm actually considering that maybe we don't store the spanning as a 3D coordinate. Maybe what we do is we store, like, an X and Y for the spanning. And then we additionally store a coordinate, like a kind of polarity for the spanning values. So like say we have like a polarity that basically says like XY or XZ or YZ, or I guess those are the only options, right? It's either spanning on the XY axis, right? So like this way, or the XZ axis this way, or the YZ axis this way. And if we have the polarity, then we can do stuff, and then we can map the coordinates easier, I think. Integral types are so weird. You're talking about like the sized integers? Yeah. Are you drawing with a mouse or with one of those fancy pen and pad things that OSU players use? You know, artists also use those. But no, yeah, I'm using a pen. I bought a drawing tablet from a friend for like, he gave me a great deal on it. He gave it to me for $250, and it like MSRP's at like $700 or something still. So that was really cool of him. Yeah, so I have this like massive fucking drawing tablet on my desk right now. Like it's actually the size of my monitor. I would show it to you, but my room is a complete mess right now, and I don't want to talk about how dumb that is. There's no negative polarity like YX. Reversing polarity always works on Star Trek. Thank you for that. Canadian Bacon has never heard of artists. Okay, so is there reverse polarity? That's actually a good question. I don't think there is, because the only thing that polarity is determining here is how the face is spanned. And the spanning only ever computes positive directions. So we always take the minimum on each axis as the origin and then span it in the positive directions. So I don't think we need to worry about negative polarity. Does ChatGPT use a pen and pad? What does that even mean? Why are you talking about magnets now? Because I'm using the wrong word for things, okay? I'm calling the direction that the spanning goes the polarity, and I don't think that's what it is at all. For making its drawings. No, I think it uses stealing for that. Okay, so if we want to encode the polarity of the span... Jesus Christ. If we want to encode the span direction as a two-dimensional vector, then we're balling, because we can just use those two-dimensional values for indexing the texture. No, we can't. No, we can't. We can't do that, because basically we do need negative polarities. Fuck! Because, like, if we're spanning in the x direction, the x direction can either result in the x or y directions of the texture being spanned. Same with the y direction, that could be x or y, and the z direction can be x or y. Which means we actually need... I guess what we need is a tri-state value for each axis, so like none x or y. Which means that we need... Well, we need 3 bits to represent each of these, which means we'd need 9 bits total. You guys, I actually think my brain is frying. I don't know what to do here. Cause like surely I'm going crazy. I have no idea what this even means. I'm in a complete like brain dead state right now, just saying numbers. And for some reason, like 45 people are watching me. What is wrong with you people? I'm glad you like the color palette. You know what? I think actually, and this is a bit of a cop-out, I don't know how to fix this right now, and I don't want to spend the entire stream thinking about it, so we're actually just gonna move on for now, and then I'll handle this specific weirdness later. But there's other stuff I want to do that's more interesting for this stream. Oh yeah, there we go, yeah. Hearing you talk about bugs soothes my own bugs in a way that makes me... And it makes me thankful that mine are a bit easier to solve. Voxels hurt to work with a little bit. Yeah, so we're going to set this aside and work on something else for a bit. I promised you guys swaying leaves and grass, and we're going to do that. So, basically, the way that Zepha works is there's this mesh mod system that encodes the sort of modifications that should happen to blocks when they're placed. So older versions of Zepha had random offsets for the grass blocks. Currently that doesn't exist because all of the mesh data is being generated like statically, and then the GPU is composing it. So we're not able to get these random offsets from the chunk mesher anymore. Because basically what used to happen is each block would have some properties for how its coordinates should be fucked with, and then when the chunk was being meshed, at like mesh generation time, it would apply those offsets to the vertices. But now we're not doing that. We don't have any ability to manipulate the vertex coordinates at the mesh generation step. All we can do is pipe information into the shader and hope for the best. So basically what we've got to do now is we're going to have to take the mesh mods and then stuff them in the data for the shader. And then we need to use that data on the shader side to manipulate the blocks. Which is less complicated than it sounds. Basically what we're going to do, if I go to chunk mesh, we have this model data struct, and this is effectively the information for any given face of a mesh. And it has positions, normals, texture coordinates, and then it has these two values, mesh mod types and mesh mod values. And we just have to populate these. Right now they're not getting populated ever. See, they're currently just at 0, 0, 0, 0. We already know what mesh mods exist. Like if I go face dot, or not face, part dot mods. Yeah, this is a vector of mods. And then we should have the mod values. They should exist. Unless a mod contains a value. Hold on. Yeah, okay, sorry. So mod contains a type and a value. It's kind of worrisome that the value is an F32. It should actually be a U8, but we can handle that later. So we're going to effectively grab these mods, and we want to make sure they're sorted by their value inside of them. And then we're going to add them to the array. F32, U8, what's the difference? Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. Data types are fine. It's totally cool. Okay, we need to implement the comparison operator. I think C++ has this new, like, ordering operator thing. It's got this new thing where you can just implement one comparison, which is kind of neat. So let's try that. Let's go, I don't need Krita to keep telling me that it's auto-saving over top of the stream. Yeah, the spaceship operator. Alright, let's try implementing this. It's been a very long time since I've done operator overloading. But I think I just go like operator, spaceship, other. Right? I guess I need to return an int? Yeah. And then we just need to go return other.type. Oh wait, what is... Oh wait, sorry, this shouldn't be a part. This should be in the mod. Spaceship is fucking hilarious. Yes, spaceship operator. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, we already have an operator equals in here, so let's just go mod other. We're gonna go other.type spaceship type. Can I not use the spaceship operator for myself? Do I actually have to do like conditionals? I probably do. I don't think you can just use the spaceship operator. Oh, no, it returns a strong ordering. Strong ordering. Can I just return a strong ordering here? Oh, I think I can. I think that's cool now. Yeah, okay. The spaceship operator doesn't actually automatically implement the other comparison operators, right? No, it does. I think it does. I think that's the point. If it doesn't, then that's useless. C++ spaceship operator implements other comparisons. Spaceship operator, I think it generates it. I mean, you can technically return anything from an overloaded operator. Okay, I think it does return. If it doesn't return anything, then it's useless. Yes, it's called C++. No, hold on. I'm sure. I have faith, okay? I am gonna put my trust in Bjarne Stroustrup. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I should learn how to pronounce his name. I'm gonna put my trust in him that the strong ordering, the spaceship operator, does implement ordering, because if it doesn't, I'm going to scream. Okay? I can't, like, this is a religious level issue for me. If they have failed me in such a fundamental way, I will cry. Okay, so we need to sort part.mods. I don't remember how. I think it's std sort. And I think I can just give it the part or the vector itself now, because it's like ranges. No? Is there a ranges sort? There is a ranges sort, and it still doesn't work. No! Wait. Shit, I think you're right. Hold on, let's try begin, end. Okay, this sort works. Religious, like whether array indexing begins with 1 or 0. I mean, I think there's only one right answer to that. If you think it starts with 1, you are a member of, or you are following the Antichrist. If it doesn't, I'm gonna put my trust in that Danish guy whose name I can't pronounce and who wants to shoot my foot off. Okay, I like being able to shoot my foot off. I like that he trusts me to hold the shotgun pointing at my foot and not shoot it off. I mean, he really shouldn't, because I do shoot my foot off constantly in this language. But I like that I can. Okay. So this is a vector. We need to actually create an array of U8's parts. Mesh mod types. And an array of U8 for mesh mod values. That's falling out of my head. Okay. And we're gonna go for U8 I is equal to 0, I is less than std min part.mods.size for I++. Of course that's not gonna work, because this needs to be a U size. Thank you. Okay. And then we're gonna go mesh mod types I is equal to part.mods I dot type. Oh, I guess as U8, sure. Mesh mod values I is equal to as U8. And I guess what we'll do, since this is a float right now, is we'll go part.mods I times 255. I I think this is very dumb, and we're gonna fix this later. But this should work for now. Okay. And then we're gonna pass in meshmod types, and then meshmod values. And this is not working. Why is it not working? Because it wants a C array. Okay. I don't know how to do that. This is sad at me. Oh, I see. It wants to, like, construct a new array. Fine. I don't care. You can do that. Kind of gross syntax, but whatever. I've had to use so much Java recently, I'm amazed that you can just use plain integers and template parameters. What does Java make you do? Oh, because it has to be boxed, doesn't it? Every Java type has to be, like, boxed. Oh, God. Oh, thank you for the 100 bits, Sith. Okay, so if we pass these in, I'm actually going to go, let's print this stuff out. We're gonna go mod types, mesh mod types I, or mesh mod types, and we're also going to print out mod values. I swear that I implemented printing, maybe I had to do it through util2string. Yes, okay. I implemented debug printing at some point for arrays, because it's useful. Yeah, you can only put types. Oh, okay, so you're just saying that, like, it's crazy that you can just put a number in templates. It's really cool. I really like C++'s generics. You need to use the integer class. Do you really have to use the integer class for generics? Yeah, oh, that's awful. Only one value in the new arrays? Oh, you're talking about down here. Oh, yeah, you're right. That's not gonna work. What if can I, like, std move the pointer to it? Do I have to, like, okay. I do not work with C arrays often. Is there any way I can do this other than just literally initializing each of the values? Like, I know that I can do, like, this. I can do 0, then I can do 1, 2, 3. But that's just so gross. But I also have not used C arrays enough to know if there's a better way of doing that. Ruby doesn't mess around with primitives and just makes everything an object, but that's awful. Like, having primitives is really useful. What is the meshmod types data type? It's an array of length 4, like a C++ array. And this needs to be a C array. Okay, so let's just, let's print this out and let's see what happens. I don't know why my back is killing me today. Okay. Let's see. I guess it compiled. Let's go check the debug. Okay, mod values, of fucking course, it's printed as chars. That's not helpful. Hold on. Let's fix my debug function, because I will never want that to happen. We're gonna go... I guess it's just a debug function, so I can just go, like... if const expression tr is integral t, then we're gonna return as u32 ri, else we're going to return just the value itself. We'll actually go util to fixed on ri to precision 2. Okay, better print function. Because now it's going to return it as a U32 always if it's integral, which means that it won't return chars, and it'll round the numbers if it's returning a float. Thank you for the posture check, Sith. I've already been doing it myself, though. I don't know. I think I just slept really dumb or something. What's the difference between a C++ and C array? Well, C++ is this gross little, like, growth on top of C that just adds a bunch of new language features and doesn't delete the C ones. A C array is basically just a, like, contiguous list of values that is known, that has length known at compile time. And a C++ array is also that, but it's different. There's not actually a good note called a toFixed. Interesting. Interesting. What is integral? Is it not what I think? Checks if T is an integral type. Bool, char, wide char, short int, long, or long. Okay. C++ has tumors. Yeah. Fine, I'll ditch the toFixed. I don't care enough to figure out why the types are being funky right now. Let's just build and see if it works. Why does that have to compile 82 files? I guess it's because this utility class is used everywhere. Or this file. Ooh, I love the slow, like, updates that I'm getting on VS Code. I just want to get waving trees. Have I, like, lost my playlist? I have. Let's swap over to the Cobalt Core OST. Where is it? Where are we? There we go. I love the Cobalt Core music. It really helps me, like, focus. I don't know. Cobalt Core OST. Okay. Wait, tab creates a non-printing character? Oh, very strange. Okay. You're hyped for waving trees? Me too. I just hope I can actually make them work. Okay, so... Why are these still printing as stupid? Oh, fucking Christ. Okay, fine. We're just gonna go is same TF32 if not is same TF32 and not is same TF64, then do that. Otherwise, util toFixed RI2. I don't care, C++. I'm going to brute force the solution or I'm gonna die trying. Shit. Okay. This should make it work. I hate these long-ass compile times. It's so annoying. Because, yeah, I just want to know what these values are, and I don't want to ASCII convert them into, like, normal values. Cobalt Core OST, huh? Okay. Completed with exit code 1? What did I do? Okay. I think that's from the character that I placed in, like, in the middle of the compilation before the last compilation. I don't know why it was so delayed, but, you know. C++ makes no sense. Never makes sense. Alright, so we've almost got this building. And then hopefully we should be able to get actual numbers. Are you using CMake? You can add -j to the command line to compile in parallel in case that's not already done. I think it is already done. Wait, actually, that does not look like it's already being done. Oh, very interesting. Okay, that is probably something I should do. I thought that the CMake plugin for VS Code would do that already, but it doesn't look like it does. Okay, where are my arrays? They're actual numbers now? Oh, thank fuck. They're actual numbers. Okay. Zeus... No, let me... Look. Zeus, default, grass, or tall... What is the... Oh, cross, plant... God, what is it? Biome... Grass... Tall grass uses the model... Wait, no, that's... Where is it? Tall grass... Is it in notes? Tall grass... Yes, okay. Cross plant. Okay. We have the following mods. 1, 3, 14, and 130. That's weird. Okay, let's go look at what those are. If I go to the mesh mods, not this mod. Node mesh mod, okay. Okay, so 1, 3, 14, and 130. Offset X rand. Offset Z rand. So that makes sense. We're offsetting in the X and Z directions. And then we've got 14. Rotate Y rand, sure. And then we've got 130, which is sway attached. Okay, those are the 4 mods that the grass uses. And then the values we have for them are 51, 51, 51, and 51. That's weird. I guess, so 51 is for the offsets and the rotates and the sway intensity? What is 51, like, out of 255? 0.2? Okay, that is actually a very reasonable number that I could see myself writing. Okay, so now that we have those values, that's good. Also, I'm noticing that these are not sorted at all. Why are they not sorted? Is the spaceship operator actually useless? Fuck. God damn it. Okay, wait, hold on. If I go to the node mesher... God, I would love if you could print from a shader. I fucking wish. Let's just add a lambda here. Mod... What is the mod actually called? It's a node mesh mod A, node mesh mod B. And we're just going to return A dot type minus B dot type. Oh, as U32, A dot type, minus as U32, B dot type. Happy? Good. Okay, let's try that again. God, I would love if you could print from a shader. You can with Vulkan. There's a tool or an extension. That would be amazing. I need to figure out how to do that. Okay. Are these sorted now? They seem like they might be exactly reverse sorted, which is not that crazy. I tend to get these things backwards. Let's try B.type minus A.type. (51 equals 17 times 3? Wait, is there a reason you're saying that? Or... Shush, we don't talk about Vulkan? But I'm using Vulkan. This is Vulkan. Vulkan's beautiful. Okay, they're still backwards. What? What does std sort do? They're sorted with respect to operator less than. Same as 1 to 3, but sorted according to policy compare comp 2 to 4. With respect to comp, returns true if the argument is less than. Okay, fine. It's not like JavaScript where you return a 0 or like a -1 or a +1. Can I do CNS here just to like not have to define the type? Thank you. Okay. I hate how booleans implicitly convert into integers in C++. Like, sometimes it's useful, but it's almost never useful. Okay. All of these are still not sorted. What? I think I'm going crazy. How are they not sorted? Because this one is sorted, and this one is not. I feel like I am, like, getting developer-style imposter syndrome here. What is happening? Fucking C++ sort vector of structs with number. Sorting a vector of structs. std sort, part.mods.begin, part.mods.end, return a.type is less than b.type. You are going crazy, but that won't solve your problem. Thank you. I'm trying, okay? I don't... What is happening? It's like it's not even doing it. It's like it's just not sorting the values? And I don't know why or how. I really hate that I have to cast enums into integer types to test them. Okay. Show me what's going on, because I'm going mad. I don't see the word sort anywhere. Oh, no, okay. 3, 1, 3, 1, 14, 4, 14, 3, 130, 1... Sure. But then, it doesn't happen after that? That just doesn't make sense. They're clearly not... I swear to God, is it because I'm not default initializing the arrays? Yeah, I did confirm the sort code is executing. Are the arrays initialized with just, like, random memory if you don't do the curlies? Oh my God. Well, okay. That's fine. That's fine. I'm fine with that. It's stack allocated, though. In what world? I thought that stack allocated types always default initialize. Oh my God. So for those of you that are not so deep into the C++ rabbit hole that made sense, when you initialize a type in C++, unless you put curly braces, it doesn't do, I think, non-trivial initializers. Or at least, it only uses the default initializer, I think. And evidently, the array one doesn't... Wait, does it just not do any constructor? Wait, hold on. If you don't use the curly braces, does it not call any constructor at all? It doesn't do trivial ones either. So if I just define like a int 5, or int high, that high is just whatever fucking memory No, that's right. Oh my god. I can't believe I forgot that. And I also can't believe that's how it works. That's so dumb. Okay. Well, guys, now I know. Now I remember how things work. Yeah. So yeah, if you don't put the curlies, which causes it to construct, then it just doesn't initialize the memory. And the array contains whatever values were in there at the time. And so basically what was happening is we were sorting the mods here, but the mod's length was 0. Then we were creating arrays that are not default initialized, so they just have whatever random memory is in there. And then we also loop through the length of this array that's empty and override the values, which meant that we weren't doing anything for anything that did not have mesh mods. So these ones, which actually existed, were sorted just fine. But then these ones, which shouldn't have had any numbers in them, but just had default initialized memory, were never sorted, because we don't sort these arrays, we sort this array, which was empty, and then we override nothing. The default constructor for classes, I swear that it would at least zero out the memory. I guess I'm wrong. I guess I'm wrong. I don't have any way of, like, disproving that I'm wrong, because obviously we can see that I was. I just don't understand how it works. Like, that's insane. Okay. Alright, whatever. We have the mesh mods. We have the mesh mods in the shader. So now if we go over to the shader, world.vert.glsl, we're gonna do something horrible, which is a for loop. So we're gonna actually do this. We're gonna go for int I equals 0, or uint I equals 0, I is less than 4 I plus plus in shaders. And then in addition to that, we're gonna have a switch in here. Switch, model dot mesh mod types I. And we're gonna need a bunch of constants. So let's go back over to the node mesh mod type. And we'll also want to open the chunk mesher. Oh, why are you building? Stop it. Address sanitizers, my friend. I can't run the address sanitizer on my engine because of how, like, expensive it is to run. Like, if I run Valgrind, it just never gets into the main loop. It gets stuck forever. It's awful. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna start really slow, okay? We're just gonna have these values be 0, 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna define them up here. We're gonna go mesh mods, define mod none, 0, define mod offset x, 1, define mod offset y, 2, define mod offset z, 3, okay? So these are our mesh mods that we're going to support right now. And we're going to have a default case and a case mesh none. Can we have switches in GLSL? No! Oh. Wait, no. There is switching. Okay. Okay. And in that case, we're just going to break. And then we're gonna go case mesh offset x. Or mod offset x, my bad. And we're going to go... This is why Python is better? Oh, okay, I see how it is. We're gonna actually just do something weird here. I have this model, position, and normal. We need a model matrix. But we already have a model matrix. Oh, no, that's fine. We can define this. if we just go like, map for... Oh wait, no, this is the chunk model matrix. Yeah, so what we need is, we need a map for face matrix, and that's going to be a map for of 1.0f. So it's just an identity matrix. And we're going to go face matrix is equal to map for 3.0f. So that's just scale by 3. I just want to see what happens. So if we do that, and then we go, so world pos is node pos plus model pos plus whatever. Then we do model matrix. Why does the chunk need a model when all it needs is an IVEC3? Just because, well, I guess it doesn't need it, but it's simpler in the future because we're gonna eventually have non-grid aligned chunks. So we have this block model matrix, and the right way to do this is we need to multiply... Because if we want to apply... We want to do this in order of translation, or scale, rotation, translation. So basically, as long as I apply the model matrix, or the node matrix, face matrix, there we go, here. No, but that still won't work, because we need... What is model pos? Okay, that's the vertex position. So that is like the raw vertex position. And then we take the node position. So what we actually need to do is go... we need to translate. There should be a way to do a matrix translation in GLSL, right? Is there not an easy way to do a translation, to make a translation matrix in GLSL? You build them yourself? Ah, okay. That's fine. They're not hard. Let's just go... Map for translate vec3 pos map for mat 1.0f mat 0 3. It is row major, right? No, it's mat 3 is equal to vec4 pos 1 return mat. I think that does it, because that's what I'm doing down here. Okay, so then we need to not do node pos here. We need to go face matrix times that. Then we need to go face matrix equals face matrix times translate node pos. This is probably incredibly wrong. Exit code 1. Okay, cool. That's a good start. Oh. Right. Exit code 1 again. Oh, yeah. I really need, like, a syntax, like, linting for GLSL. Mesh mod types is an array. Oh, no, it's a uint. Wait, it's a uint? Right. Oh, because... Okay, let's go. Type is equal to model.meshModTypes shifted right by 8 times I and 0xf. Is that? Yeah, f is 255, right? Or it's ff for an 8-bit value. Uint val is model.meshMod values, shift right 8 times I and 0x ff. Okay. Now we can test against type here. Basically, GLSL is annoying and it doesn't have very good support for typed values. I forgot to build shaders. So we're reading in the array of 4 integers as a single integer that's larger. Exit code 1. I forgot a semicolon again. Okay, exit code 0. Please work. Huh. Well, that's odd. Huh. Okay, cool. So I think what we're seeing is everything is translated into the corner. Looks great, thank you. Okay, so I assume that's because of this. Face matrix should be the identity, and then if we call translate with nodepos. Oh, nodepos is the wrong value. We need, oh wait, no. Nodepos is the right value. So... that looks suboptimal, as the kids say. Thank you. Yeah, it's a little bit fucked up. So we have our matrix, then we apply... Oh, fuck. It should be pos comma 1, not pos 1. I swear I can write code, I'm just really bad at it. I also forgot to build the shaders. Okay. Please don't be fucked. Please? Oh my god. Okay. Trouble. Despite it rendering properly, ignoring that, it's not multiplying the size of these faces, which it should be. It should be running through uint I is less than that, blah blah blah, then getting model.meshModTypes, masking it, switching on the type, and then getting mod offset x. Are those blue grassy river thingies separate voxel types for each amount of blue it is? Yeah, they are currently. That's not going to be like that forever. I do want biome tinting, but currently they're separate blocks. So, why is this not... Let's do map for scale. Map for mat is map for scale. Can I just apply like a vector into here? Like, hold on. Map for constructor GLSL. Why can't I find anything online for like just GLSL documentation? Hey there, Cam Draco, thank you. I'm glad you like them. There is like a GLSL website. Yeah, the Chronos like pages. Okay, so map 4. It's not in here. Why? Okay. Mat4 Chronos. Data type GLSL. Mat4 matrices. It doesn't say what the constructor does though. It's in the OpenGL quick reference PDF. Yo, there's a PDF. Oh my god. Okay, wait. Hold on. Mat4. I'm control F'ing through here and I have no idea where I'm looking. Ah, Mat4. Okay. I just want to know what happens if I pass a vector into here. I guess I can just check to see if it even lets you do that. Like, let's try this. If I do face matrix equals scale 3.0f times face matrix, if I try to build this, okay, it does not like that. Okay, fine. Last couple of pages says GLSL types and functions. Okay. Well, it does not like this anyways, so we're just gonna go mat0, 0 is equal to scale.x, mat1, 1 is equal to scale.y, and mat2, 2 is equal to scale.z. It works. The shader compiler should hopefully optimize that. Okay. Did I get an error? I feel like I just saw a shader error. Yep, what's wrong? Oh. Hold on. Scale matrix and translate matrix. And we're gonna go like that, and then scale matrix, and then vec3 in here. Okay. Okay, we built. We built. How we doing? What the fuck? Okay, so it did scale them. But it appears to have scaled them after translating them. Because they're not... Yeah, they're separated the same amount that they were before. So that means that I've got my matrix math wrong. All hail the floating grass and flowers, yeah. Okay, so that means that we probably need to do this translation here, I think. I think that's the secret trick. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, wait, I didn't build the shaders. I really, really need to add that to the build pipeline to just always run. Okay, there we go. Yay, okay, okay, okay. So we now have double-sized grass. That looks kind of crazy, actually. It kind of feels like you're, like, really, really small in Minecraft because of how big the plants are. So... cool. Why is it scaled, like, off the cliff here? Oh, because it's scaling from the origin. Huh. Right. I remember that was an issue. Well... we're gonna fix that for now by going translate mat node pos plus vec3 0.5 in here. Then we can keep model pos as a vec4. and then that should make it scale around the origin properly. Translate, scale, translate. Where am I doing translate, scale, translate? I'm only doing... Oh, you're talking... Whoa. What? What did I do? Okay, hold on. Wait. How did this happen? Whoa. Okay, hold on. So we're adding 0.5 to the model position here. What if I just don't do anything else there? So this should just make all of the blocks offset? No, it doesn't. Wait, why is that? Why is it freaking out now? I mean, move back to the origin, scale, and move it back. Well, my problem is just that, like, this shouldn't be happening in the first place. Like, I'm adding 0.5 here to the model position. Oh, no, you're right, because... No, wait. Because... So the model coordinates are going to be minus... So... I don't know why I'm struggling with this. Oh, because it has to be multiplied by node size. Right. So I need to now subtract, after this whole thing, 0.5. And then I also need to re-add 0.5 here. Honestly, at this point I should probably make the node size multiplier part of the model matrix. But I forgot to build the shaders. But yeah, I can do that later. Okay, cool. So now it's working. Now we can see that the plants are kind of in the ground. But that does actually make sense, because we're scaling around the center of the block, which means that it's going to be partially in the floor, which is unfortunate. That's the main issue that I have with scaling, is I need some way of specifying like a translation origin for a block. I might actually just make that a property that applies to all like rotations and scales and stuff that you can specify. But for simplicity, we're going to continue to assume that it is just, it is only scaling around the origin. So there's a reason that I did the face matrix thing here instead of actually just offsetting it by a value, and that's because I don't have the ability to sample randomness in the shader yet. So, like, first of all, they should be called rand. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Zeph. Oh no, you redeemed another hydrate. Okay, I need to go fill up my water. Actually, I need to use the bathroom. Hold on. BRB for like 5 minutes. I will get more water, and I'll be like 1 sec. Okay, I'm back. Okay, yeah, so, problem. We have no random. There's no random to be found. We have no access to... Hey, welcome back, thank you. Yeah, so there's no... We don't have any way of getting random values right now. And the best way to do that would probably be passing in a texture to GLSL, or to the shader pipeline. I mean, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong here. Forgot you were watching a stream. Oh shit. Sorry about that. Yeah, cause like, I'm just gonna quickly write some code here. Okay, so these are still temporary, obviously, but basically what we need to do is we need to be able to get a value, like a random sample value, which means that we need to be able to pass in a sampler that wraps, and we also need to pass in a texture that we can read. So this is like a weird thing, but you can actually sample textures in the vertex shader. It feels weird, like it feels like you shouldn't be able to do that, but you can. So we're currently using bindings. Where are they? Binding equals 0 and binding equals 2. Why aren't we using binding 1? I guess let's find out. Hold on, let's go to VK renderer. So we can pass in assets in our shaders using bindings. Why am I not using a, like, binding 1? It looks like in my shader pipeline, I'm getting 2 samplers. What is the second sampler for? Where do I use this? Thank you for the 100 bits, Sith. Bind sampler. Render, draw chunk. Or let's go begin world render. Begin. Where is this? I need to figure out what this extra sampler is being used for. Those are coloring attachments. Then we call begin rendering. We bind descriptor sets. We bind world layout. Just delete it, I'm sure it's not important. I would love to delete it if I knew what it did, but you know. Okay. We define one descriptor set, that's fine. Our pipeline layout, I have no idea what's happening here. So, destroy the pipeline, sure, whatever. Create the pipeline. Cool. Push constants, fine. Okay. Let's go back here. So, we're creating a pipeline layout. And this is the pipeline where we have multiple attachments? Do you have coordinates there? What do you mean? Where... Oh, where is this? Trying to remember how my code works is interesting. Do I have world chords? In the... Not in the binding, I don't think. Like, okay, hold on. So this binding is used in set create info, where I create a set layout, and then I use that here. And this is the deferred set. Deferred descriptors. It has 3 samplers. Deferred targets and GUI blur targets. Wait, are these the targets? Hold on, wait, maybe this is the output. Wait, no, but we have 2 texture samplers. Sampler.color. Sampler.texture, sampler.texture AA. What is sampler.texture AA? Okay, I think this is the problem. I don't know what sampler AA even is. Texture AA. It's just linear filter. What the fuck? Wait, why do I do this? But what is it for? Oh, this is weird. Write descriptor image. Texture set. VK descriptor set. What is a descriptor? A descriptor is basically a description of some resource that we're going to be passing into the shader. Yeah, maybe it was some weird level of detail thing. It looks like it's dead code now, at least. Like, it's clearly not still present in any meaningful capacity. Anyways, that's fine, I guess. So, we're not gonna use that. We're not using that right now. So I guess I can probably just repurpose it. I'd like to create a combined image sampler, because I think that's a little bit easier to transfer back and forth. So I just need to, like, remember how to do that. So let's go, are your vertical faces not greedy meshing properly? They are greedy meshing right, but their texture is not being wrapped properly. I'm still, like, working through how I'm gonna fix that. Because, yeah, they're a bit stretchy and stupid right now. Okay, so Vulkan combined image sampler. Let's look at vulkantutorial.com. Okay, we need to go descriptor set layout binding. So we don't want our deferred descriptors, we want our texture descriptors. Yeah, okay. And I'm going to create a binding here, and we're gonna call it VK descriptor type combined image sampler. This is going to be in the vertex bit. So we're saying we're exposing an image in the sampler to the vertex shader. And then I need to create layout create info. That's the deferred set. Pipeline info. Where is this? So we're creating the graphics pipelines, and that's only creating the world pipeline. Okay, pipeline layout create info, and we're using texture set layout. Ooh. Okay. Pool sizes. We need to create a combined image sampler here. So this is the descriptor pool. We're going to only have one sampler because we're evidently not actually using one. And we're just gonna say sampler for texture arrays. And then this one is going to be sampler for random noise. Cool. And then let's see. I guess let's find out what happens if I just run it right now. Because since that was unused, I don't think we should be getting any crashes. Hopefully. Looks like we're fine. Oh! Hold on. Wait. Okay, never mind. This descriptor is clearly used, because look at the text. The text is fucked. So clearly I'm using that somewhere for, like, the GUI shader. So let's change this. I'm gonna change this over. Binding 1. And I guess I'll create another binding here for binding 3. Okay. Well, now at least we know what's happening. I'm gonna say, normal texture sampler and, SDF texture sampler. These are the deferred targets, and I'm also going to create one for, random noise sampler. Because if I go into, like, gui.frag.glsl, yeah, here's our SDF sampler. Okay. Okay. Texture AA. So we're gonna create a 3 sampler write infos. We're gonna go sampler write info 2 dot sampler is going to be sampler dot I highly recommend deleting everything, yeah. Texture SDF, and we're gonna go VK sampler noise. Okay, and in our render, we're gonna go sampler.noise. So I think the other thing we need to do is set image layout and image view. Just gonna leave it to do right there. Oh wait, we already do image layout here. So sampler write info 2 dot image layout is going to be VK image layout shader read only optimal. We also need to create a type combined image sampler, write texture set, write array index 2, binding 3. Okay, so basically I think what we're missing here is setting the image view. we're gonna write 3 descriptors. Okay, let's see if this builds. So basically what should happen right now is nothing should change. Like, everything should be rendered properly. But now we're basically allocating space for one other sampler that we need to set the image view up. Yeah. And we can do that by creating a texture and then writing the image to it, I think. Oh, we got a seg fault. Okay, what happened? Descriptor rates.destination binding is larger than the binding count. Interesting. Where am I setting the binding count? Right here. Wait, that's deferred descriptors. And GUI blur descriptors. Texture descriptors, this should be 4. Can I change that? Hold on. I can just do like create bindings dot size. Binding 3, not binding 2? Yeah, binding 3 is, oh wait, this is a C array. Of course I can't do that. C would never be so nice to me. The reason that it's index 3 instead of index 2 is because index 2 is our texture arrays. And I don't want to offset all of that everywhere, so I'm just appending to the end. Texture arrays are handled elsewhere. Okay, still fucked. If descriptor type is descriptor type, combined image sampler and destination set was not allocated with the layout that included immutable samplers for destination binding with descriptor type, sampler of each element of p image info must be a valid VK sampler object in right descriptor set. I assume that's because of this. Yeah, do I have any textures that I can just kind of cheese here? Just like give it a specific texture? Size of array divided by size of array 0. I guess, yeah, that would work, wouldn't it? Texture.imageView. So why does this take... I guess because the texture, yeah, is allocated elsewhere. I don't know if I can call create GPU resources, though, at this point. Oh, no, I can. I can just create a texture right now. So if I go into here and I just save a, I don't know, a VK texture random noise texture, and inside of renderer here, up here, I go random noise texture is create texture. Let's just go 32 by 32. And 1 MIP level. And then we go image view is random noise texture dot image view. We might be free. It might work. Hopefully. Attempted to write update to sampler descriptor with invalid sample. That's right here. So, image view should be populated. Oh, we've got a different bug here. Binding count. Okay, yeah. Let's actually do what you're talking about, and let's fix this. Only mess with graphics back in OpenGL, these errors look like even more of a pain. I like that it actually gives errors. Like, that is actually quite useful. But oftentimes it's a little bit esoteric as to what it means. Binding count is going to be rlen, binding flags r. Oh. My bad. Okay. We're also gonna do that here. rlen create bindings. Cool. rlen binding flags r. Cool. rlen create bindings. Okay, where is our actual thing here? Ah, okay. rlen binding flags are. I think I actually do also need to do binding flags here as well, because we've got 4 descriptors now, and then rlen create bindings down here. Okay. I think that'll handle it. I think. We'll see. I love Vulkan. Vulkan is great. It has no problems, no flaws whatsoever. Fuck. Attempted to write update to shader descriptor with invalid sample. Okay, it's the same bug. With invalid sample. Sampler.noise. Oh, I'm just not creating sampler.noise. Okay, where do I create this? Here. Okay. We still want a linear filter, but we want VK sampler address mode, mirrored repeat, noise. Okay. Let's try it again. So now that we've created the sampler, we shouldn't get a problem with binding an invalid sampler, as you do. Don't crash. Okay. Okay. So we didn't crash. God, I have so many, like, debug logs. Hold on. I'm getting rid of this stuff. Okay, so now that we have the texture sampler, what I want to be able to do is go into my world, and then I had some code related to this a long time ago. Yeah, right here. So, we need some data called sway offset, which is just an offset for sampling a, like, noise parameter. We also need sway generator, and we need sway data. And this is going to be, constexpr usize, constexpr static usize, sway size. It's going to be 32. We're gonna do sway size times 4. Okay, and then we need to create our sway generator. Which is just a bunch of simplex noise. Then we don't need a texture. We don't have text builder anymore. Our renderer is creating our texture. We just need to set its data. So we're gonna write to sway data here. And then basically I need to go renderer.as client.renderer.as vkrenderer dot update texture, or upload texture, I guess, and then renderer, god, hold on, const renderer equals client.renderer.as vkrenderer, and then we're gonna go renderer.upload texture, renderer.noise texture, that's not public, so hold on. Let's go make this public. Random noise texture, you have been promoted to a public member. I know I shouldn't do that. We'll fix it later. Okay, so now we've got our random noise texture. We're gonna set the size to, dumb question, but is it possible to have a large project engine in C since they lack data structures? You definitely can. Like, you can... we'll fix it later. You can definitely have, like, structures and stuff in C. You just can't have member methods. But, like, you can create global methods that take values of a certain type. Like, C is entirely capable of doing stuff like logic on structures. It's just less ergonomic. Or more ergonomic, depending on your stance, but I think it's less ergonomic. So yeah, it's definitely possible. Sway data. Okay. Does this happen immediately? Yes, this is the immediate buffer. So I guess let's see if this crashes. Oh, templates. Yeah, you can. You'll just be using a lot of void pointers, basically. Yeah. Void pointers just let you, like, you know, cast a data type to an arbitrary pointer without actually knowing what's in it, and then cast it out later. I do that in a few places, which I probably shouldn't do, but, you know. Where do I do void pointers? That's dead code. That's a lot of void stuff. Fun. Okay, don't crash. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. You're crashing. Why are you crashing? Oh, okay, right here. On... Wait, what? Why are we accepting right here? Running. Oh, what? That was weird. I have no idea why that was giving a, like a synchronization error, but whatever. What font is that? This is Operator Mono. Good font. I like it a lot. Okay, so we're not crashing. Good. Let's try sampling some data. Let's see what happens. If I go into my vertex shader, and we grab our sampler, I need to remember how the hell I even sample textures that are combined samplers in this. Monospace fonts are the best because writing the text renderer gets so much easier. I'm not limited to monospace fonts, but yeah, that would be very nice if I was able to be. Okay, textures. We need a layout set 0, binding is equal to 3, uniform sampler, noise sampler. Okay, cool. Now if we go, into here, if we have offset x rand, we're going to do face matrix's scale, vec3 of scale. And we're going to go float scale is going to be texture noise sampler vec3 dot x. And now we're gonna see how bad I messed this up. If I do that, then build target shaders. We fail. How to sample texture GLS cell. Take GLS cell's built-in texture function. Oh, it's probably just because it's a vec2. It needs to be a vec2. Nope. No matching overload. Why do you need a whole texture of noise and not just a couple of values? Because if we're going to be sampling blocks, or if we're going to be randomizing the offset of blocks based on some texture, then it should be able to be offset at a different position for every block in the chunk. Oh, why is this not working? So this is a sampler 2D. Oh, it's not a sampler 2D. Right, sampler is the raw sampler type. We wanted sampler 2D. I forgot to build. There we go, okay. Yeah, because in the combined image samplers are sampler 2D or sampler 3D. Whereas, oh, fuck, okay, here we go. This is awful. This is horrible. This is epilepsy-inducing. Okay. Okay. So, let's try something. If this is actually reading the information which I want, then presumably we should be able to pass in we should be able to change... Where is it? Oh, sway offset. Yeah, we're gonna pass in a very, very small value for the sway offset, and that should slow down the size that it changes. Or the rate that it changes. Come on. Yeah! Oh, wow, that's so strange. Okay. So this brings up a good issue to, like, think about here. Which is that there are two cases for random data. The first is constant offset data. So, like, we just want this grass block to always be offset a little bit, right? And then the other case is when we want to have variable data, like this, where we want to have it be offset by some current value, right? Where we want to offset it... This is so fucking weird. Where we want to offset it, like, over time. So... This is the sway noise. This isn't the random offset noise. Which is fine. I'm actually gonna quickly... Oh, this is so strange. This is so weird. It looks so, like, wrong. I don't know how to explain it. It freaks me out. Just tuned in. How are you determining the direction of the wind? Wind will be specified using just, like, a random noise sampler. And then each value on the noise will be a three-dimensional vector of where the wind is going. And if we want to make that wind more directional on the C++ side, we can reduce the variance of the random noise and add a constant offset. So basically, like, you know, if we have random noise, and then we start sampling it from here, and it's like this normally, like that's the magnitude, and we want to at some point make it more directional, we might make the magnitude really small, and then also apply a constant offset like this, and then we're going to end up with values that span from, like, here to here, right? Okay, so let's quickly open this in RenderDoc. I want to just make sure that the texture is being defined properly. There are other ways I could do this, but I just get some nice peace of mind by actually looking to make sure that things are generating in the right way. Print screen. Okay, so what we should see, if this opens up properly, is we should see that the chunks that have tall grass in them are sampling the noise texture, and the noise texture should just be a bunch of random shit. Inputs, noise sampler. Oh, look at that. Never have I been happier to see a bunch of random nonsense. Okay. Good. Good. So now let's do something really quick. We're gonna make sure that we can actually... Oh, good night. I'm sad I have to go as I'm having a lovely time programming and watching your stream, but it's getting very late. Catch you later. Thanks for, like, hanging out in the stream. It was really fun chatting. Have a good sleep. Okay, so... something that I want to do is make sure that you can actually sample it at different positions. So I'm gonna take the model position plus the node position, and that's where we're going to sample it. And we're just going to take the XZ positions. Or let's actually go, Vec3, vertex pos raw. I love naming things. Model pos plus node pos. And we're going to take the vertex pos raw dot xz plus vec2 vertex pos raw dot y divided by 8. The only reason we're doing it like this is basically because we want sampling to happen across the x and z axes, and then we're just offsetting the read position by the y value a little bit so that the wind changes slightly across the y-axis over time. Okay, now... oh, wait, I didn't build the shaders. Yeah, okay. We need, like, a punishment for if I forget to build the shaders. Like, every time I don't build the shaders, I need to drink a full glass of water or something stupid. I guess you're trying to combine What the fuck is happening here? Oh my. What? Hello? This is, slightly unnerving. Wow. What? Okay. Strange. I guess you're trying to combine per blade random movement with general low-frequency continuous noise movement. Have you looked into GPU Open's guide on grass animation? I haven't. I was just going to kind of eyeball it, but this sounds like a good resource. I'll check this out after stream. Thank you. Let me actually copy it. My OBS is being stupid. Ah, no. Were you always decent at math, or did you grind a lot of linear algebra for graphics? I don't think I'm particularly decent at math. I did a bunch of pre-calc stuff in high school, and then I sort of slept through my calculus classes in university, which probably wasn't a great idea, because there's a lot of stuff that I should know that I don't. Like, I don't think I'm particularly good at linear algebra. I do think that I should be. I think it would be really helpful to me if I was better at linear algebra than I am. Maybe one day I'll actually put in the effort to learn it properly. The thing that's weirding me out the most about this is, like, why is it jittering? Because I'm sampling at the vertex position, right? And so that doesn't make sense to me. why would the vertex position change? Because the model position is like the vertex pos relative to 0, 0. And then the node position is the node's position, as you would expect. It's like, it feels like it's like lagging, but it's not lagging. It's very strange. They're alive? Don't tell me they're alive. That's terrifying. This is so very strange. Okay, hold on. Nah, you just pick the math up as you go rather than learning a bunch of theoretical concepts and waiting for them to become relevant. I mean, I guess so. I think I could benefit from a more formal understanding of a lot of these things, though. Remove Y offset for now? Okay, so I know, to be clear, I know that, the problem here, like, the grass not rendering as expected is not the issue. The problem is that, like, it's jittery. Like, it gets all, like, jank looking. Like, this one's moving mostly smooth, but then this one's, like, bouncing all over the place. And I have no idea why. It's like... Huh. It's like... I don't know what it means. Like, the higher positions are not sampling smoothly? Isn't your noise very low resolution, or are you doing manual interpolation? My noise is very low resolution, but it's sampled across time. Like, every frame we get new noise data. Oh, this should be different. This should be sway size and sway size. That shouldn't matter, though. Like, Z is just sway offset no matter what, right? Yeah. What could this mean? Come on, tell me your secrets. Oof. So, what if I just do XZ? What if I don't fuck with the Y values at all? I don't know why that would make a difference, but at this point I just want to observe the behavior across a couple different frames and just, like, try to figure out what might be causing it. Like, that's always the thing, is, like, if you don't know what's happening, the only way you can really figure it out is just by testing, right? Okay. So... this is very unexpected behavior. What the fuck? Hold on. So... it's like... these should still all be getting different positions. All I did was remove the y/8 value. Texture coordinates! It's texture coordinates. Okay. Okay. I need to be, like, over 32 float. Maybe. That's part of it. No, it's not. I didn't build the shaders. I didn't build the shaders. Because we're sampling with texture coordinates, right? So that was causing everything to more or less get the same values, except for some stuff. This is nonsense to me. So I like how it's doing that. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but this makes me very happy. It's like, it looks like it's struggling. The only thing I can think is that it's not getting the textures every frame. But that doesn't make sense. If I change this over to be sampling at 0, 0 again, it should be smooth. Yeah. If I change it over to sample 1, it should still be smooth. But it's not? If I change it to sample at 0.5, then it's also not. Wait. So, only the values close to the origin of the texture are updating smoothly? Am I getting hit by floating point imprecision here? Is that what's happening? I swear to God, if I'm getting hit by float imprecision, I'm gonna freak out. I'm not really familiar with CMake, but why do you rebuild your shaders manually? Just make it so every shader is compiled on general build if it's source changed? I should do that. I don't really know how to use CMake very well, so I haven't really fixed it. Okay, that's not particularly helpful. Wait, so sway offset is passed in here. So instead of doing this, I'm instead going to change the noise scale up here to be much, much lower. You literally just use a batch file that builds everything and runs the program? That's kind of terrifying. Okay. I swear if we're actually getting fucked over by floats, I'm gonna be in horror at that. That looks like it's smooth. Like, obviously it's still jittering a bit, but that's because the actual offsets are between 0 and 255, right? Oh, thank you for the posture check. I was slouching, I know. Yeah, the values are between 0 and 255, but that's fine. So, let's raise up the sample rate here. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Zeph. Ooh, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay. Regularly moving grass. Okay, and if I swap over the texture coordinates to be based on the vertex vertex pos raw.xz over 32, please tell me that this works as expected. Otherwise, I'm gonna be so confused I forgot to build the shaders. If this doesn't work, I'm just gonna be so confused. I don't think it built the shaders still. It does not like that I did this. And that's fair. I wasn't supposed to do that. I was supposed to put this in here. And I didn't build shaders. Yeah, before next stream I should fix the shader pipeline thing. That's probably worth improving. Okay, so note to self. Floating point imprecision's a bitch. The only reason that this was freaking out, it had nothing to do with the graphic stuff. It's that I was changing the delta of, like, the actual... Oh, this is offset now by half. Oh dear. When did that happen? Oh, because I need to add plus vec3 0.5 back here. Okay. The only reason that it was messed up is because my noise sampler was getting too small floating point values, and we were losing precision on the higher indices that it was checking the noise for. Oh my god. Well, now you know. Now we know. Okay. Well, I promised you guys swaying grass, and this is it. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna finish this just a little bit further here. So let's go back to chunk mesh mods. Our sway attached property and sway full is 130 and 131 respectively. We're gonna define mod sway attached as 130 and define mod sway full 131. And we're going to define these in here. We're gonna go case mod sway attached, and we're gonna go float multiplier is going to be equal to vertex. Okay, this is what's it called? Model pos. Model pos 0 is equal to negative 0.5. I guess we need an epsilon probably. Define attach epsilon is going to be 0.001, and we're going to say, okay, model pos minus negative 0. Or minus 0.5. I'm just trying to think, we need to do, let's go, absolute of model pos 0 minus 0.5 is less than attach epsilon. Plus, because we're doing funny number math here, plus position 1 minus 0.5 is less than attach epsilon, plus position 2 is less than attach epsilon, and we're going to go min of all of those and 1. So, define should be without equal. Oh, thank you. I do that all the time. Okay. So basically what we want to check is if the distance from any vertex to positive or negative 0.5 is less than the epsilon, then we're going to say the multiplier is 1 minus that. So the multiplier will be 0 if we're on an edge. And then we're going to go and compute our offset, which is going to be equal to noise sampler at vertex pos raw.xz plus vertex pos raw.y divided by 8. I still want that piece. All divided by 32. And we're going to get the x, y, z of that. And then we're going to call translate mat of offset. And we're not going to do this anymore. That should cause the grass to sway. Or I'm going to cry. We're going to find out. I forgot to build the shader, but I also forgot to do something else. We also need to multiply the offset by val divided by 255.f. Val is an integer from 0 to 255 that indicates the intensity. We divide it by 255 to get a multiplier. build shaders, run. Okay, so, interesting. So the grass is wiggling, but it's still wiggling off of the ground. Model pos should be between 0.5, a negative 0.5 and 0.5. So let's just think about this for a sec. So the absolute of the position minus 0.5. I guess I need to do the absolute of that as well. Because we need model pos 0 to either be negative 0.5 or 0.5. So we'll absolute it to 0.5, subtract 0.5, and it will either be like close to 0 on the negative direction or the positive direction. We absolute that to make it always on the positive direction. Then we check if it's less than the attached epsilon. And I think I need to surround these all in brackets for precedence, because less than has a lower precedence than addition. Cool. So we add all of the conditions, we min it with 1, then we do 1 minus that, so this is either going to be 0 or 1. Then we need to multiply by multiplier. We also forgot that. Shader. Cross your fingers. No! Okay, wait, did my build work? No. It does not like that I tried to convert a boolean to an integer. Well, guess what? You can't stop me now. God, my code is atrocious. It does not like... Okay, texture... .xyz... What does this have about? Expected vec3, unexpected vec3, expecting comma or semicolon. Oh. Okay. Shader build time. Oh my god. It's so slow and sad, but it's working. Okay, let's bump this up a little bit. Let's go into the world, and we're going to increase the scale up to, let's say, 2.5. Make it move a little bit faster. We could also increase the magnitude, but that would have to be changed in the model. Which we could definitely do. I can do that. Where's my world? What? That's a new one. Can I have the world, please? There we go. Yes! Okay! Okay. Grass is moving. It's moving very quickly. Let's tune this slightly more to 1F. Okay. We're missing leaf swaying, and I'm gonna replace these gross cone leaves with regular leaves again. Tree dot JSON, tree small leaves.json. We're just gonna change this with leaves. Cool. And then I'm also going to go into the shader. The vertex shader, and the only difference between sway attach and sway full is that sway full does not care about whether it's on the border. So we can just toss out multiplier. That's right, I knew we were gonna get waving grass this stream. I definitely knew that. It's not just that I happened to figure it out last minute. Oh, jeez. It's so weird that you have to do a period to make it... Wait. Oh wait, no, that's just that's an old thing. Exit code 1? No! What have I done? I hate shaders. Oh, did I... Is it because I missed the break? Oh, it's also, scoping. Gotcha. Okay. So, to have grass offsets and rotations back again, we need to... Oops. We basically need to get a static noise map. So we need to send another texture similar to the one that's constantly changing, and just never change it. Oh, it's working. It's working! Holy shit, okay. I am honestly so relieved to see this working right now. I do think it is actually... Oh, there's one remaining bug. It's always shifting in the positive direction. Because basically what we need to do is we need to take the offset, and then this is going to be from 0 to 255. So then we're going to divide it by 255, subtract 0.5, then multiply by 2. And obviously the multiply has to happen after the division, otherwise we're screwed. Alright. And then we need to do the same thing down here. So we have the texture. Then we need to divide by 255. Subtract 0.5 times 2 times all the value stuff. Okay, do we think it's gonna work? First time? It compiled. It compiled. So let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. Oh wait, hold on. Old version of the code was open. Okay. Wait for the meshes. Oh shit. What have I done? Hold on. So our texture.xyz. Oh, because this needs to be times val. Because we're already dividing by 255. So we basically need to... Wait, no, sorry. No, I'm dumb. We basically just don't need to actually divide by 255 at all, because GL samples things as float values already. So let's see if that works. It samples images normalized, basically. Oh, it's doing it! Oh my god. It has doubled the intensity of the moving, because I multiplied by 2, which is slightly very distracting. But I mean, I can always just tone that down for the leaves. Actually, if you want to see some interesting stuff, so those are the leaves, right? If I open Blender, they are in block 2, I think? Nope, that is not the right file. They must be in block foliage. No. Also, Blender just crashed. Thank you, Blender. Can I get Blender back, please? Okay. Let's open... So it's not in here. It must be in Zepha? Terrain.blend? No. It must be in block then. Yeah, it is. I'm blind. It's block foliage right here. Block puff, I guess. Sorry. Its textures have a custom property called sway full. All of them have it. And basically, that property defines how much it sways. If I go in and I change all of these faces from 0.2 to 0.1, I'd like to be able to actually like set this to a variable as well that's defined in the block definition, as opposed to you having to like set it here 6 times. Like you should be able to set it to like a variable with a $sign and then just like define the variable in the code. But anyways, so now all of these are 0.1. If I go ahead and export this mesh now as GLTF, and then block puff. So remember how much it's swaying there, and if I reopen it, it should be swaying exactly half as much, which is admittedly hard to eyeball, but you can see the intensity of it is lower. Boom. Okay. Alright. Oh, I'm so happy that this is working. I was kind of terrified that this was going to be like a horrible, horrible process to get going, but it looks like we're fine. Seems like they're really bending this way right now, but they should be able to go back the other direction. Yep. I do think they're biased, actually. I think some of my math might be a little bit wrong. Either way, though, it looks kind of nice. I was thinking about this for a while. I want to have, like, the ability to set the wind direction in the API, which will bias, like, the plants and stuff to shift in that direction like this. And then you can actually have, like, rain in your engine. Like, if you have a rainstorm and you have the rain start going sideways, you can make the leaves and stuff also bend that direction. And I just think that would be really neat. Okay. Well, I think that's definitely all that I'm gonna do for today as far as programming goes, because that was a long stream, actually. That was like over 3 hours. I will stick around for a few more minutes for questions, and then if anyone would like to check out my Discord, you know, that's where I post updates on the project, I post stream announcements, and I also just like chat to people if you have any questions or anything about voxel development or the game. My Discord is here. I'll post it on both platform chats. Yeah, but other than that, any questions? Any thoughts? Any feelings? Does this give you some, like, visceral feeling of disgust and hatred when you see these plants moving like this? What's next? So, what is next right now? Oh, it's very interesting to see, like, the task status on the right. That's it. Choosing a thread to remesh all the chunks that are changing right now. Because all of those are being remeshed. That's kind of funny to look at. Okay, so what is next? I need to get all of the remaining mesh mods back. Basically, there's a lot that rely on fixed rotations that should apply per block. Like, these should not all be in a perfect grid. They should be offset and rotated and stuff, but I can't do that right now because I don't have any source of random that is fixed. I only have the swaying random, so I'm probably going to add another texture sampler for random that's computed at the beginning of the game and never changed, probably from a fixed seed so that it's never offset differently, like on reload. I want to do some optimizations to the mesh mods. As you saw, you can only have 4 mesh mods total per face, which sounds like a decent amount until you realize that offsetting in X and Y and Z are separate mods. So if you want to offset in all 3 directions, that's already 3 of 4 of your budget. I want to basically create a few mesh mods that combine the like common axes. So there'd be a mesh X, Y, and Z, then there'd be a mesh X, Z, and then there'd be a mesh X, Y, Z. And then the engine should automatically compress, basically, the mesh mods into the more efficient forms. I need to finish fixing the side of the block stuff. Like, these faces are still fucked, and they need to be fixed. And I haven't decided how I'm going to do that yet. After that, I want to really start looking into level of detail. I want to get, like, actual level of detail going. All of these chunks are high resolution right now, and I want to see level of detail go. Also, there's still plants growing. Oh, they're over there. Look at that. I love this little script. It just causes the plants to basically grow forever until they randomly decide to stop, which is so interesting just, like, to look at. Oh no, I regenerated those chunks, and now they're empty. Oh well. That's a weird side effect. If I fly back this direction, it should happen, yeah. Okay, what else? What else? I have lighting, and I want to get the lighting actually implemented. Candy says, it looks bad from above because of the billboarding, but it looks very nice when you stand in the fields. Thank you, yeah. So, I had some mesh mods previously where, like, it would randomly rotate and offset these, which also helped a lot with looking down from above. But no, I really like how it looks in the fields. I feel like it's very hard to feel the grid even now. But obviously I'll be doing some stuff to make that even less noticeable with those mesh mods. Something that I really want to try out. I tried to do this with the old system, but because of the way I was doing vertices, like in encoding data, it was really annoying. I want to try creating a billboard mesh mod that causes the block to rotate in screen space to meet you. It should be really trivial to do that now, that I'm doing all of the mesh stuff dynamically in the shader, and I think it would look really cool. So you could actually have, like, grass and stuff that rotates on, like, a plane to always be facing the camera. I think that would be really interesting as an aesthetic choice. God, I want to learn Vulkan now. I really like Vulkan. I am very happy I switched from OpenGL to it, but it's a lot if you, if you're just kind of, like, trying to figure out what's going on from scratch. Like, unless you're wanting to make your own engine for some reason, I probably wouldn't recommend trying to learn a raw graphics API, but hey, I mean, if that is in the cards for you, it's definitely a lot better than OpenGL in my opinion. Oh wow, even the clovers are waving, and they're going into the ground. Yay, lovely. Didn't have enough for 64. What is this? Wait, hold on. Didn't have enough, like, was it chat size? Or... Oh, it's bits. Oh, shit, okay. I didn't realize that was, like, a paid thing. Thank you for the 60 bits. Oh, I'm really happy with, like, how this looks. It just gives so much life to the environment to have movement again. It now doesn't look like I've just got, like, still frames loaded when I'm, like, just standing still. I want to get screen space ambient occlusion back as well. The, like, old versions of the game had SSAO, and it looked so nice in the fields, but my implementation was also just so shitty that it was, like, incredibly laggy. I want to implement that really fancy Call of Duty one. Like, there's that paper, someone posted it in my Discord, and I was reading it, and it's, like, really advanced and, like, efficient screen space ambient occlusion that they published a paper on, and I want to implement that, but it looks hellish to program. I do wish I knew Vulkan. OpenGL is very annoying to do stuff against the grain. Yeah, OpenGL's main issue for me is that it doesn't tell you when you're doing something wrong. Like, Vulkan kind of is, like, nice in the sense that, like, if you're doing something wrong, you saw I was getting a ton of error messages in the console. That is, like, constant. You will always get those error messages if you have the validation layers on. OpenGL, I do a bunch of advanced stuff in it, and then stuff doesn't work, and it doesn't tell me anything. The thing that convinced me to swap to Vulkan from OpenGL was I was trying to implement, what was it? Persistently mapped buffers for my chunks. And I didn't realize that there's a limit to how big persistently mapped buffers can be. It's about 256 megabytes on most hardware, unless you have rebar enabled, which I didn't. And so I built this whole system, assuming that I could have as big persistently mapped buffers as I wanted. The idea of persistently mapped buffers, to be clear, is just that it's a GPU buffer that you can manipulate on the CPU side, like it's regular memory. And instead of throwing an error or crashing, like Vulkan will, it just, like, when it realized that it didn't have enough space to make all of my buffers persistently mapped, it just moved them all to the CPU and started sending those buffers to the GPU every single frame for every single chunk. And it didn't, like, OpenGL did not give any warnings about that, and it completely gutted my frame rate. And so, like, Vulkan doesn't fix the core limitation that you can only have 256 megabytes of persistently mapped buffers. But what it does do is let you query how much space you can have, and it lets you explicitly state that you need those buffers to be persistently mapped. And if you mess up and you request more, like, space than you actually, like, can, then it will crash. It'll give you an error code and it'll crash. And that's much better to me than having it silently degrade my performance immensely without telling me why or how or what. And I chased that bug for, like, a week. And I was like, this is so frustrating. In what world would this just not tell me that this is a problem? Why would it assume that it can do what I want by doing something infinitely worse? Like, I want the API to tell me if things get fucked up, you know? Also, my earbuds are dying because I've been talking for like 3.5 hours. This is probably good that we're ending the stream soon here. Validation layers, my beloved. Yeah, it's really nice. There is the WGPU API, which is better than OpenGL, but not as hard as Vulkan. I have heard that WebGPU is, like, becoming a big thing. It's not as low level as Vulkan, for sure. I'm not going to switch to it unless I have to, because I really like Vulkan. But it does seem like it's a good option, for sure. Do you have mipmaps? Not yet. That is something that I need to do, for sure. But I'm not sure to what degree I need it. I want to do anisotropic filtering, but I'm also having some issues where if you do GPU-driven anisotropic filtering, then the stuff that I'm doing with wrapping texture coordinates gets really fucked. So I might implement that manually on the fragment shader side. Like, I know it's not all that hard to do that. You basically sample the MIP level based on the derivative of the direction of the normal. Which sounds really complicated. It's actually just like a two-liner. I saw it on the internet a while ago, and I haven't gone and found it again. But I'll probably do anisotropic filtering there. But that does require mipmaps to do. So I do need to generate mipmaps. So that's something that's in the cards for the future. Just not something that I'm doing quite yet. But yeah, if there's no other questions, then I'm gonna head out. I stream every Sunday now, not Saturday anymore, at noon PST. I announce my streams on my Discord, which I posted a link to earlier. But other than that, thank you so much for showing up and chatting with me. This was a lot of fun. It's been kind of weird, like, I recently, like, my streams have gone from having maybe 25 viewers to, like, 55, and I feel like I've not been doing a great job at actually keeping up with all the chat messages as much as I used to be able to. And so I'm trying to improve that, but if I did miss your messages, I'm really sorry. I don't try to ignore messages, I just, sometimes the chat goes by so fast that I'm like, oh god, wait, did I miss something? I don't know, I don't have time to check. But yeah, so hopefully wasn't too bad. I had a lot of fun, I hope you did too. And I'll catch you next weekend. Alright, bye everyone!